Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. I had some plans for the night and they got canceled, so here we are with some baseball. We got the Milwaukee Braves on July 23rd taking on the Pirates in a doubleheader. This will be game one of the doubleheader. And let's take a look at the starting lineup here for the Milwaukee Braves. Leading off, playing center field is Mac Jones. Batting second, playing second's Frank Boland. Batting third, playing third's Eddie Matthews. Batting fourth, playing right field is Hank Aaron. Batting fifth, playing first base is Joe Adcock. Batting sixth, playing left field is Frank Thomas. Batting seventh and doing the catching is Joe Torre. Batting eighth, playing shortstop is Roy McMillan. Batting ninth, doing the pitching for the Milwaukee Braves is Bob BUHL. And let's take a look at the hometown Pittsburgh Pirates. If the mouse is going to work. There we go. Alrighty, we got leading off playing center field is Bob Vernon. Batting second, playing shortstop is Dick Grote. Batting third, playing right field is Roberto Clemente. Batting fourth, playing first base is Rocky Nelson. Batting fifth, doing the catching is Smokey Burgess. Batting sixth, playing third base is Don Hoke. Batting seventh, playing left field is Joe Christopher. Batting eighth, playing second base is Bill Mazeroski. Batting ninth, and on the mound for the Pittsburgh Pirates is HARVEY. All right, folks, let's go down to the field here and get this game started. And here's the first pitch to Mac Jones, and he's hitting 201 on the year, 261 on the year. And he squares this one up though, and he drives that ball in the right field. Roberto Clemente comes in, gets it, holds him to a single, but Jones is aboard here with a lead-off hit. That'll bring up Frank Boland. See what Frank can do. And Frank is batting 296 on the year, folks. And he squares this one up. Oh, my. Roll over, HARVEY. And that one is back. That one is gone, folks. Frank Boland with a home run in the left field. His 14th home run of the year, folks. And just like that, 2 up and 2 in. It's 2-0. Braves. You can even sit down and take a sip of beer. This ball game is 2-0. Milwaukee. Next up is Eddie Matthews. Eddie is hitting 299 on the year, trying to get up over 300. And that'll be a ground ball down the second for out number 1. And that brings up Henry Aaron. And he's batting 317 on the year, folks. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Grote's got it. And that'll make out number 2. And here's Joe Adcock now. And Joe's hitting 272 on the year. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. So the home run kills the rally. But the Braves pick up 2 in the Frank Boland home run. We go to the bottom of the first. It's the Braves 2. The Pirates due up here. Bill Vernon up to the plate. He's hitting 248 on the season. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. Eddie Matthews has got that. That'll be out number 1. And that brings up Dick Grote. Grote's hitting 215 on the year. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Matthews. 2 up and 2 down. Matthews has made 2 putouts here. Here's Clemente now hitting .354 on the year, folks, leading the National League in hitting. And he keeps it up, folks. He squares this one up. And that ball is hit in the left field for a base hit. Clemente's aboard now with 2 outs. He just keeps hitting these Braves pitchers, I'll tell you that. If you haven't watched the previous game, go back and check out what Clemente did in game number 88. Hey, MV, congratulations. We got the Howie Shanks Bingo champ in the chat here, folks. The Manchester Red Bolts won the Shanks. Go check that out on Steve Tate's channel, folks. MV did a great job of drafting and tweaking that team. That's for sure. Alrighty, we got Rocky Nelson up now with Clemente down at first. Rocky's only hitting .132 on the year. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. And that'll be an easy play for Frank Thomas. And they leave Clemente down at first. We go to the top of the second. It's 2-0. Oh, you're welcome, MV. You know, it was a great fun, I tell you. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Thinking alike. It sure was. Great fun. Looking forward to Shanks 4. See how many people we get in that. Alrighty, we got Frank Thomas due up with Joe Torre and McMillan here in the second. Frank just made the put out for the last out. Let's see if he can do something here for the Braves. He's batting .241 on the year. And that's going to be a pop up on the infield. And Hoke's got that down at third for out number 1. Brings up Joe Torre now. And that's going to be popped up behind home plate. Smokey's got it. 2 up and 2 down. And that brings up McMillan. What can Roy do here? Hitting .210 on the year. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Grote. 1, 2, 3 goes the Braves. We go to the bottom of the second. It's Braves 2, Pirates nothing. Excuse me, Smokey, Houck, and Christopher due up here for the Pirates. Let's see what Burgess can do. He's hitting .312 on the year, folks. And that's a ground ball down to McMillan at short. Fires over to Adcock, 1 out. And that'll bring up Don Hoke. And he's hitting .260 on the year. And that's going to be I think a swing and a miss. Yeah, that's strike 1. No, it's not strike 1. Bob Buell's got the W, folks. He walks him. So Don trots on down the first with that walk. Thought about Bob having that W. So there's 1 on, 1 out now for Christopher. And he's hitting .269 on the year. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. And Mac the Knife Jones has got it for out number 2. Good surprises. Carl Wiley's pitching well. He's leading the league in Cy Young voting. Disappointments, not really any big disappointments. You got Frank Thomas not quite living up to what he's supposed to. Matthews is playing well. Aaron's playing well, of course. Joe Torre's not quite hitting what he's supposed to, but the pitching is the big surprise. Pitching real well. Like I say, Carl Wiley, and then you got Lou Burdette and Warren Spahn doing real well. That's the big surprise is the pitching staff, like I say. But yeah, like I say, I think Frank's supposed to be hitting around .280. He's only hitting .247. Joe's supposed to be hitting around .280 also, and he's hitting in the low .250s, .240s. So as far as that, but they're all driving in runs, which is all you can ask for. Yep. So here is 1960s hero, Bill Mazeroski, he's hitting 218 on the year with 2 outs now and Don down at first. And that's going to be a single in the left field. Well, with 2 outs, that's not. Sorry. With 2 outs, that's a ground ball down the third. And nice play by Matthews to steal a base hit away from Maz. And that'll do it here in the second inning. We go to the third. We got Bob BUHL, Jones, and Bolin due up here. See if Bob can help his own cause, because as MV knows, on this channel, we don't need no stinking DH. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, though. Bob strikes out. One down here in the top of the third. See if Jones can get on board again. Jones singled and scored his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Clemente's got it. And that'll be a quick 2 outs here. That brings up Frank Bolin, who had the 2-run homer his first time up, folks. See what he does this time. His 14th home run of the year. And here's a pleasant surprise too, MV. He's hitting almost 300. Frank is supposed to be hitting like 262 and he's already got 14 home runs. Only had 15 the whole year. But that's a ground ball down the Mazeroski. And that'll be a 1-2-3 inning for the Braves. We go to the bottom of the third. It's still 2-0 Milwaukee. HADDIX, Vernon, and Grote due up here for the Pirates. These I think I got some of these from Al Red Sox. Had a link here. I'll put the link here in the chat. Let me find it here. It was a Google Drive, I think is where I got them from. If the mouse will work, I'll put the link here in the chat for you. MV. You can actually, it's a Action PC. And you can download each year, and it had the 61 year. Let me find it here. Darn mouse doesn't want to cooperate. If the batteries are going bad in it or what? Here we go. We'll put the link here in the video. Yeah, I mean, this digital diamond, here, we'll pause the game for a second. That ain't a problem. I'll show you how easy it is to do this, and we'll save and exit here. I really like this digital diamond, as you know, obviously. I mean, I play it all the time. But you go out here to the main menu. You go to library options. Up here is player picture options. You set up your subfolder, 1961, put your pictures in that subfolder, click in the year, 1961, and go over here and hit OK. And that's as simple as it gets. Yep. Like I say, first you set up your subfolder and stream. You go to stream app, common, digital diamond 11, digital diamond 11. And you go to player photos, you put that subfolder in that player photos, come in here, like I say, click on library options, player picture options, type in the subfolder's name and hit OK. Oh, you're welcome, MV. Glad to help. Yeah, like I say, I enjoy it. I mean, the engine itself, MV's not a bad engine. And then you also got Status Pro. If you enjoy Status Pro, that's built in. Hey, Ken. But I mean, I fell in love with it with being able to play Apba. Sure. And then keep track of the stats. It's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yep. But yeah, like I say, That site I just put up is a Google Drive. Pretty sure I got it from Al Red Sox. Yeah, like I say, what you do, MV, with Status Pro, there's a folder once you download version 11, and you can print out the boards that you need for Status Pro, and then you have the boards in front of you. And I'll I'll pretend we're going to play it with action with Status Pro here. We'll switch it up here, and then it'll show you the difference, what it does. Options here, and let's say instead of doing board game, let's do Status Pro, and we'll do the splits here. And there's the Status Pro cards. It doesn't put their names there, but there's the pitcher card, there's the fast action card, and there's the batter's card for HADDIX. And like I say, all you do is you get the pitcher number, see if it falls in his range, click, get the random number, see what happened off the pitcher's card, look at the chart, and you're done. Simple as that. Yep. Like I say, it's that was one reason I got waited for version 11 to come out, is for Status Pro. Yep. It's very nice to have, I think. And here, I'll go back here real quick. Go back here to Status Pro. Show you one other thing that it does that I like. And as you can see, it puts all their Status Pro ratings on the screen for you. So HADDIX as a batter, his sacrifice is a BB, his hit and run is a D. Joe Torre's clutch defense is a 2. His error is a 2. So it makes it nice. Like Bob BUHL, he's a starting pitcher of 16. If he was a relief pitcher, he'd be an 8. His clutch defense is a 3. His error is a 2. The outfielder's got the arms out there. You got Jones, his clutch defense is a 2. His error is a 0, and he's a T3 arm. So it makes it nice that you don't have to look the stuff up. It's all right there on the screen. And that's what I did with Apba. Show you what I did with Apba. I put all their stats right on the screen, so I don't have to look up the cards. As you can see here, you got Joe Torre's catcher of a 7. Bob BUHL, his pitching grade is a C. His defense is a 2, and he has the W factor. You got McMillan down here at short. He's a 9. Frank Boland's defense is an 8. I typed all that in here. I'll show you where that's at on here. We'll turn this into a little tutorial here. We'll save again. I hear you. You sound like you and Beatles was in the same college at the same time. That's what he said he did most of the time, was play Appa and Status Pro. And how you put these stats in the, or the stuff, you go over here, the player editor. Let's see here. And let's bring up Hank Aaron, and these notes. The notes up here is for when he's on the screen, as far as just looking his stats up. So if you want him as an infielder, you put his he played third base a little bit. His outfield's a 3. His speed is an F. So I put that in both his batting and his when he's on the base. We'll go to a pitcher here. Let's see. Where's Bob at? We'll bring up Bob since he's in here. Let's just go to Milwaukee. Be easier just to look at Milwaukee. Alrighty, here's Bob. So like I say, the notes here is for when you're looking at him inside the game engine. And then here's his notes as far as being a pitcher. He's slow. He's a grade C. His defense is a 2, and his other factors are a W. So I'll put his S in there for at bat. So when he's up at bat, I know he's slow. And when he's on the bases, I know he's slow. And that's how you do that. It's pretty simple. I mean, how I did it, MV, was I waited until I played each team before I put their notes in there. So once the Braves or the Yankees played a team, I filled in the notes that way. So I did it one at a time. But yeah, it makes it nice. That way I don't have to flip through the cards. All I got to do is look at the screen and get all that. This mouse is driving me nuts. Alrighty, we got the bottom of the third still here with HADDIX due up. And here's the pitch to Harvey. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Is that right? Yeah, like I say, this game, I enjoy it. I enjoy it a heck of a lot. Like I say, I played it not on YouTube with my buddy Troy Carter. We're doing the 1984. He wanted to do I think we're doing the Toronto Blue Jays season. And we're doing it with Status Pro. I mainly got him to show me how the do Status Pro. It was so long since I've done it. And he actually still plays the well, I won't, he uses both cards or dice for Status Pro. So I brought him over and we went through this game and did about 3 or 4 games offline with playing Status Pro. And that's a good game engine. And the game engine itself, I mean, obviously it's pretty darn good because other than the Braves and Yankees games, everything else is being played by its own game engine. So I mean, things are coming out pretty darn close. I mean, for a season replay, it's got as played lineup built in for every year from 1927 until 2022. So, and the price you can't beat. I mean, you cannot beat the price. And you get 3 games in one. I mean, I know Stratomatic brags that up, but you're getting the actual digital diamond game, you're getting the Status Pro. And truthfully, I mean, you're getting more than 3 games. You're getting any board game out there. Yes and no, because like Beatles always corrects me. 1927 through 2022 comes with the game, but you can import through Baseball Reference. You can import these other seasons. And here, let me bring up Steam here. And Mark shows you how to do that in a video. And use the CVS files. And I won't play the video, but I'll show you where it's at here. Let's see here. Let's go to the store and look it up. Probably be easier that way. Let's see here. It's been a while since I've been on here. I know where it's at. We'll get rid of that. Here it is. Go back to the game. And we'll exit out of here. And when you get the game, which you said you already got, go up here to user guide. Instead of fooling with Steam, it's already built into the game instead of searching Steam. User guide. And a window comes up. And let's see here. Importing and exporting teams. Where is it at? Here we go. Importing for custom CVS files. And you just click on this, MV. And
Hello and welcome to a video on importing your own custom CSV files into Digital Diamond Baseball.
Yep.
In this example, I'm going to try and import this file of batting data into Digital Diamond Baseball.
Yep. Yeah, like say it's pretty cool. Like say I say it all the time too, and Beatles always corrects me that you get 1927 through 2022, but you actually get every season as long as you import them yourself. So it's pretty neat. Pretty neat. Oh, you're welcome, MV. Yeah, I love helping. Not a problem. Like I say, it's a cool game. Alrighty, we got Bill Vernon up here now. He's 0 for 1. He popped up to Matthews his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Matthews. He might want to pick on somebody else because Eddie's up with that. He throws it over to Joe. And that is out number 2. That brings up Mr. Dick Grote. He's 0 for 1 today. He grounded out to McMillan his first time up. And that's where he hits it again. Yeah, give it a try, MV. And if you need help, all you got to do is message me, bud. I'll get on there with you while you're live and help you out. Not a problem. I'm not no expert, but I know my way around the game. And that's a ground ball down the short. And like I say, if you got any questions, just ask, bud. And Tim's in the house. Hey, Tim. And we go to the bottom of the 4th, and it's still 2-0 Milwaukee. We got Matthews, Aaron, and Adcock. The big boys are up. Yeah, what I'm using it, this is the actual lineup for the July 23rd game 1 of the doubleheader. Yep. They got as played lineups built in. Now I do with the Braves and the Yankees. I'll use the as played lineup, but I'll move people around in the lineup. And the main reason I'm using the as played lineup is with me doing this with Apba. I don't want to start a pitcher for the Pirates and then 2 days later he's supposed to pitch against let's say the Phillies, and I just messed up the whole rotation and now the computer don't know what the heck to do. So that's the main reason I'm doing as played lineups. When I was a kid, I never did as played lineups. I picked who I wanted, put them in the batting order I wanted. But with using this, it keeps it running smooth, I think. Oh, yeah, like I say, that's just a suggestion, those as played lineups. Yep. Nothing wrong with that. Like I say, with the Braves in Milwaukee, I might switch, like with the Yankees, I switch Scouring every game because he mainly batted 6th in the lineup. And I always, as you know, I bat him 5th behind Mick, especially with a left-handed right-handed pitcher on the mound. You could have Quebec, Maris, Mantle, and Yogi all batting from the left-hand side with a right-handed pitcher. So I put Scouring in there just to break up that lefty stuff and have Yogi batting 6th. And that might be one reason why Scouring's just tearing the league up. I mean, he's getting those at bats right after Mick walks a lot. So yeah, he's tearing the league up. But I mean, as me and Beatles has talked, and I'm sure you have on here with me too, as soon as you roll this dice the first at bat, it's a fictional game then. You know what I'm saying? So moving guys around the lineup, I don't see where it's going to make that big of a difference because, like I say, as soon as I roll that first dice, it's not the same game as it was played in 1961. So, and it's here for fun. I'm not, again, I don't want Eddie Matthews to hit 200 and only 2 home runs. But at the same time, if he's hitting like 300, yeah, he's hitting 298 with 19 home runs. You know, if he goes the rest of the year and gets like 20 some home runs and hits around 300, I'm not mad. I just want him to be close. I just don't want nothing crazy, and I don't want somebody like Jones here. Let's see what Jones hitting. He's off to a pretty decent start for me. He hit 230. I don't want him hitting 300 and hitting 15 or 20 home runs either. I don't want that either. So that's what I'm here for. I want it to be accurate, not exact. If it's exact, then why am I playing it? And here's Mr. Matthews now up against Harvey. It's 2-0 Braves. And that's going to be a base on balls. Eddie walks down the first. Don't want nothing to do with Eddie. That brings up the hammer. The runner down at first and nobody out. And Hank's 0 for 1. He grounded out the short his first time up. And that's going to be a foul ball, I believe. No, it's not. That's going to be a ground ball down the first. And Nelson's going to fire that ball down the second with Grote covering, and they're going to get the lead runner there, folks. So now there's one out with Henry down there. That's first. So here we go now with Joe Adcock. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is back, back, back and going. Joe Adcock turns that ball down the left field line, folks. And just like that, it's 4-0 Braves. Hey, Steve. Got the champ in the house, Steve. Defending champ. And what's his new title, Steve? He's the what champ? McShady champ? Something like that. Won both the McGreevy and the Shanks. MV is the man. Alrighty, that brings up Frank Thomas now. With one out and nobody on, he popped up the third his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Grote. He fires over to Nelson at first. That'll be out number 2. McShanks champ, that's right. MB. And that brings up Joe Torres now. He is 0 for 1. He popped up to the catcher's first time up. And he hits this ball well off of Harvey. And that ball is driven into the gap in right field. Hits off the ivy out there. And Joe's standing down at second, folks, with a double with 2 outs. Yes, it was. Legends is in the house. You doing a game later on, Legends? I hope Legends is going to do a game later on tonight here. Alrighty, that brings up Mac. McMillan's 0 for 1. He grounded out the short. He's got Joe down at second. Can he drive him in? No, that's going to be a ground ball down to the Grote. He fires over to Nelson, and that'll be out number 3. But the Braves scored 2 on the Joe Adcock's home run, and it's 4-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. We got Clemente. Oh, cool. Like I say, I hope you do a ball game tonight. We got Clemente, Nelson, and Burgess due up here. And here's the pitch to Clemente. He's 1 for 1. He's really hitting the Braves well, folks. And that's going to be a ground ball to McMillan. And they get him out this time. 1 out here in the 4th. And that brings up Rocky. And Rocky's 0 for 1. He flew out the left his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Nelson goes down on strikes, 2 outs. And we got Smokey Burgess, Smokey Joe's Cafe. And he's 0 for 1, grounded out to short. And that's going to be I think that's a walk. Yep. Bob with that W. Walk Smokey. Smokey trots on down to first. W will kill you here in Apba. Walks, and more walks. That brings up Don Hoke. Hoke is 0 for 1. He 0 for 0. He walked his first time up. Sorry about that. And that's going to be a swing and a miss this time. Strike 3. So Bob gets the strikeout. Smokey gets stranded at first. We go to the 5th. It's still 4-0. The good guys. We got BUHL, Jones, and Bolin due up here for the Braves. And Bob, he's 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss again. Strike 3. Bob's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Brings up Mr. Mac Jones. He's 1 for 2, scored in the first. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. Nice piece of hitting by Jones. He goes the other way. And he's on first here for Frank Bolin, who homered in the first inning. 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs, folks. And he gets a hold of this one, too. He's having a heck of a game against Harvey. And believe it or not, that ball is out of here, folks. That ball has left the yard quick. Frank Bolin with a 2-home run game, folks. How about that? Put this on the calendar. Frank Bolin going off today. 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs on the game. And it's 6-0. Frank Bolin 4. The Pirates nothing. And the Braves got 6. Frank Bolin's doing all the damage here today, folks. That brings up Eddie. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. And he gets a hold of this, folks, and he drives that down the first baseline. Clemente comes over. It bounces off the wall. That brown-eyed, handsome man standing down at second. And Harvey's getting shellacked. They like for him to get out of this 5th inning. He is due up 3rd. But I don't know how far they're going to let him go. They got Clement warming up in the bullpen. So, be a quick hook here. Here comes Mr. Aaron up now. 1 out. Matthews down at second. 6-0 game here. And that ball is squared up. Man, they're just blasting hard. And that ball is hit into right field. And that'll score Matthews. And I think that's going to be it for Harv. And they're bringing him out. And they're probably going to let Laban bat here in the 5th. They did not want to take HADDIX out this quick. But they can't last much longer. And we didn't score Matthews from second. Let's do that before we bring in Laban. We don't want that run and hit being off of him. So we got a single in the right, and Matthew scores. And we'll bring in Clement. The pitch to Joe Accox, who homered his last time up. The first 2 games here against the Pirates have been close games, not this one. But this game's not over yet, that's for sure. Here comes Clem in the lineup. He'll be facing Joe Adcock. And then Frank Thomas with Aaron down at first. Here's the pitch to Joe. And that's what the doctor ordered if you're a Pirates fan. That ball is hit down the short. Groats up with it. Fires over the Maz, over the Rocky, and that'll end the inning, folks. 6-4-3 double play. But the Braves score 3 on the home runs by Frank Bolin and lead this game 7-0, folks. We got Christopher Mazeroski, and Clem's going to stay in the game, I think, unless they get some people on base. Here's the pitch to Christopher. He's 0 for 1 with flew out the center. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 out here in the 5th. Brings up Mazeroski now. Maz is 0 for 1. He grounded out the Matthews his first time up. He gets a hold of this one, though, folks. Mazeroski's hitting well, and that ball is deep. That ball is far. That ball is going. Mazeroski hits out over the right field fence, folks. All Aaron can do is turn her around and admire that one, and it's 7-1 Pirates. Like I say, we're going to let Clem bat here. He's only 0 for 1. This will be the second plate appearance of the year. And he swings and misses, strike 3, 2 outs now here in the 5th. This is a doubleheader. You don't want to waste all your pitchers in this first game, folks. And here's Bill Vernon up now. He's 0 for 2. He's popped up the third and grounded out the third. And that might be a base hit. In the right field, it is. Bill Vernon's aboard here, folks, with 2 outs now. Brings up the Groat, Dick Groat, and he is 0 for 2. He's grounded out the short both times. And that's going to be a ground ball, I think, down the third. No, ground ball down the short again. And McMillan's up with it. He'll go the short way to second. And that'll end the inning, folks. But the Pirates score 1 on the home run. And this is a 7-1 ball game, folks, as we go to the top of the 6th. Thomas, Torrey, and McMillan do up here. And let's see what Frank can do. He's 0 for 2 as I take a drink. Let's see if Frank can get a base hit here. And he does. No, he doesn't. He pops up the third. Sorry about that. That's 1 out here in the 6th. And here's Joe Torrey. And Joe is 1 for 2 with a double. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Joe goes down on strikes, 2 outs. And here comes McMillan now. And Mac's going to take a walk down the first. So you got McMillan down at first for Bob BUHL. Bob's 0 for 2. He struck out both times up. Is he getting the hat trick? No, he makes contact. That ball is hit down to second. He'll go the short way over to second with Groat covering, and that'll end the inning, folks. So the Braves leave Mac down at first. We go to the bottom of the 6th. We got Clemente, Nelson, and Burgess due up here against Bob. Clemente's 1 for 2 today. And he hits a fly ball in the right field. Aaron takes a few steps back, makes the catch, and that'll be out number 1. Brings up Rocky. He's 0 for 2. He flew out and struck out his last time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. What is that? Only the 3rd walk of the game? 3rd walk by Bob. Not too bad. With a 7-1 lead, though, you won't want to walk anybody. That brings up Smokey. Smokey's 0 for 1. He walked. And he gets a hold of this, folks. He hits that ball into the right field, right down the line. And Nelson's going to stop down there at third, folks. He ain't going to test Aaron's arm with one out here and down by 6. So we got second and third now, one out. Obviously, the Braves are going to play back, look for the out here with a 6-run lead. Don Hope's up. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. He struck out his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. And Eddie looks to runner's back, fires over to first. Now there's 2 outs with second and third, folks. Now it'll be up to Joe Christopher if he can do something here with 2 outs. And he's 0 for 2. He's flown out the center and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. McMillan's up with it, fires over the first. And that'll end the inning, folks. So Bob BUHL pitches around the mess, and nobody scores. And we go to the 7th inning, and it is 7-1 Braves. We got the top of the order due up here for the Braves: Jones, Bolin, and Matthews. See what Mack can do. He's having a good game here. He's 2 for 3 and scored twice. Here's the pitch to the knife. And that's going to be another base hit in the left field. Jones smoking hot today, folks. And here comes Frank Bolin, who's homered twice this game, both times with Jones down at first. Let's see if he can do it again, folks. Can he get a 3-home run game here and get 6 RBIs on the day? Here's the pitch to Frank. No, that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And it's a slow roller. Frank Bolin's going to beat the throw down the first base, but they get the lead runner for out number 1. That brings up Eddie with Frank down at first now, and 1 out. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. And Don Hope takes charge, makes the catch for out number 2. And here comes Hank Aaron up. He is 1 for 3 with an RBI and scored. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Hoke. He fires over to first. And that'll end the inning, folks. The Braves leave 1 on. We go to the 7th inning stretch. We got Maz, a pitch hitter for Clem, and Vernon due up here for the Pirates. Mazeroski's 1 for 2 with that home run, folks. The only run of the ball game. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. And Frank Bolin calls for it near the mound, out number 1. And let's see who's going to pitch hit here for Clem. And they're going to have Moose come in here and pitch hit. The Moose. See what Walt can do here against Bob in the bottom of the 7th with 1 out. Here's the pitch to Moose. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. McMillan's got it. He'll fire over to Joe for out number 2. We're back to the top of the order in Bill Vernon now. Here's the pitch to Bill. And that's going to be a base on balls. Vernon trots on down the first with 2 outs. That brings up the Groat, Dick Groat. And Groat is 0 for 3. Can he get off the snide here? No, he doesn't. But that's going to be another base on balls though for Bob BUHL. Bob all of a sudden trying to walk himself into some trouble. It's first and second now with 2 outs. And this is not the man you want to have up here. If you're a Braves fan, Clemente has hit the Braves well in this series. He's 1 for 3 today. And that's going to be I think that's going to be a base hit in the left field, and it is. And that's going to score Vernon. Groat's going to stop down at second. And it's first and second still, folks, and 2 outs. Bob's having a little trouble here in the 7th. He may be getting tired. It's a 7-2 ball game. Here's the pitch to Rocky. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second, I believe. No, that's a walk again. He walks the bases loaded, folks. Bob BUHL just walked the bases loaded. Smokey Burgess. Sure. See if Bob can get out of this mess. This will definitely be his last inning, and this may be his last batter no matter what. Bases juice, nowhere to put him this time. Here's the pitch to Smoke. He's at 1 for 2 with a double and a walk. And that's going to be a base on balls. He just walks in a run, folks, and that is it for Bob BUHL. He has hit the freaking wall. And Bob is coming out of the game. He's going to come in here and pitch for Bob. Got Houck. And then 2 more righties due up. Let's see here. Looks like Tony's going to come in here and pitch. Bases juiced, all full of Pirates. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. There's Tony. All righty, let's see if he can get out of this mess here, folks. It's a 7-3 ball game, folks. 1 swing and a bat, and this game can be tied up. Don Hoke's up, 2 outs. Clemente down at third, Nelson at second, Burgess at first. Here's the pitch from Tony. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. That'll score 2. And Burgess will stop down at second. And all of a sudden, we got a ball game, folks. It is now 7-5. First and second for Christopher. The Wheels are coming off the Braves card here. A 7-0 lead at one time, folks, and now it is 7-5. Here's Christopher up. Can they get out of this mess with 4 runs already in? And no, they can't. Geez, you Pete's, they're just hitting everything they see. That's going to be a single in the left field, and that'll score Burgess from second. And Houck's going to make his way down to third, folks. So it's a 1-run ball game, first and third. Can't get that second out. Oh my gosh, that brings up Mazeroski. He homered. See if they can get out of this and keep the. What happened there? Didn't score. Let's redo that. Didn't score Burgess from second, huh? So we got a single in the. It was a single in the left, wasn't it? Yep, single in single in the right. And Burgess scores from second. got and Houck's supposed to make his way down the third. So we got a single in the right. And now we got first and third for Mazeroski. There we go. A one-run ball game, folks. Sure, these Pirates, 5 runs in the 7th inning. And finally, this inning is over, folks. That's going to be a ground ball down the first. Adcock up with it. Tosses it over to Tony covering. And the Braves hold on to a 1-run lead now as we go to the 8th. Sure. And the Pirates almost batter around, folks. And Witt's going to come in here to pitch in a different circumstance than what he thought. He originally thought he was going to be coming into a blowout. Now it's a 1-run game. Unbelievable. He's right, Tim. Sure. Walks a Killian, and then Tony comes in and just throws gas on the fire. Sure. See if the Braves can get some of these runs back here in the 8th. And here's Joe Adcock. He's 1 for 3 with a home run. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. Joe Adcock's aboard. Looks like everybody gets a hit today. Here comes Frank Thomas now. Can he do something with Adcock's down at first? He is 0 for 3. He might be the only Brave without a hit, folks. And he's going to stay the only Brave without a hit. And that ball is hit down the second, I believe. Yeah, that ball's hit down the second. Maz is up with it. Fires over the short, over to first. But Frank barely beats it out, folks. 1 out now for Joe Torres with Thomas down at first. And that ball's well struck. Joe Torre, he's 1 for 4 here, 1 for 3 today with a double. And now that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball has left the yard. Christopher waves goodbye to that. That's a home run to left field. And just like that, the Braves get 2 runs back and give themselves some breathing room. Joe Torres with a 2-run homer, folks. Still only 1 out here for Mac. See what McMillan can do. And that's going to be I think that's going to be a strike 1 on him. Yes, it is. Strike 1 on Mac. And he hits that 0-1 pitch in the right field. Clemente's got it. Yeah, what a game. Slugfest. Sure. These Pirates are playing these Braves tight, man. I had to open my big announcer mouth and say about the first 2 games being close. And Tony's up now. We'll pitch hit for him since he came in and threw gas on the fire. See who's going to come in here to bat. And let's see here. I think we're going to bring in Bob Boyd's going to come in here to bat. Get him a plate appearance here. Bring the lefty in. The bat. There's Bob. So nobody on, 2 outs. Here in the 8th inning. Can Bob keep this inning alive for the Braves? No, that's a ground ball down the Grote. He's up with it. He's going to fire over to Nelson for the final out of the inning. But the Braves scored 2 on the home run by Joe Torres. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 9-6. And the Braves ain't messing around. They're bringing out Don. See if Mac can close this out with a 2-inning save here. He got touched up the last time the pitched 2/3 of an inning, was the losing pitcher. Of course, there was a big error in that game. See if Don can come in here and get his 22nd save of the year, I think. Take a look here. I believe it's just going after his 22nd save of the year. 21st save of the year. Should be his 22nd. All righty, he'll have a pitch hitter here for Witt. Then the top of the order here in the 8th. See who's going to come off the bench here. It's another reason to bring him in. You got a bunch of lefties. They're going to bring out the ex-Brave, Johnny Logan's going to come out here and pitch hit. Here's Johnny. He started the year off with the Braves playing short. And there's Johnny. See what he does against his old teammates here. Here's Logan up to bat. He's batting .300 for the Pirates here, folks. And that's going to be a... Can you believe it? That's going to be a base on balls, because that W comes in the factor again. The Braves walking their way into more trouble again. So Logan's on board with a leadoff walk. That brings up Bill Vernon. And Bill is 1 for 3 with a scored and walked. And that's another base on balls. And here we go, folks. Braves are not happy unless they make this a tight ball game. So we walk the first 2 batters out of the bullpen for Grote. Can they get a double play here, folks? Grote doesn't have very good speed. They're looking for a ground ball, and that's what they get. The ball is hit down to, well, it's a pop-up, sorry. It's a pop-up on the infield. Frank Boland's calling for it. Makes the catch near the bag at second for out number 1. And here comes the man you don't want to see if you're a Braves fan. Here's Clemente. He's 2 for 4 with an RBI and scored a run. And they get him to pop up to second. Frank Boland again makes the catch. And now 1 out away from getting out of this mess is Don. Here's Rocky Nelson. He is 0 for 2. He's walked twice and scored. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Frank Thomas has got it. So the 2 walks don't come in the roost. We go to the top of the 9th. It's a 9-6 ball game, folks. We got the top of the order due up here. See who they're going to bring in to pitch. And they're going to bring in Roy Face. The pitch in the 9th here. Like I say, he'll be facing Jones, Boland, and Matthews. And here's the pitch to Mac. He's having a heck of a game, folks. He's 3 for 4, and he scored twice. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. And that'll be out number 1 here in the 9th. 1 down. Here's Frank Boland. Started all this scoring with that home run in the 1st. And then he homered again in the 5th, folks. And that's going to be a base hit, I think. Now that's a ground ball down the 3rd. And Hope bobbles this one. That's going to be an E5. And Frank Boland's aboard, folks, for the big boys. See if they can get some more runs on the board here. They may need them. These Pirates are tough. Here's Eddie. He's 1 for 3 with a double, and he scored. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Bill Vernon having played perfect. That's out number 2. Up to the hammer here to try to score Frank from first with 2 outs. And he is 1 for 4 with an RBI. And that's going to be a think that's going to be a ground ball down the third. It is. And that'll end the inning, and the Braves leave one on. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Milwaukee Braves 9, Pittsburgh Pirates 6. Burgess, how can Christopher do up here in the ninth? Can Don get out of here with a win? Here's the pitch to Smokey. He is 1 for 2. He's walked twice. And that's going to be I think a pop up on the infield. Yes, it is. It's a pop up down the third. Matthews has got it for out number 1. Here comes Don. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3, 2 up and 2 down. And the Pirates are down to their last out, and it's in the form of Joe Christopher. He's 1 for 4 with an RBI. And that's a base on balls. And we knew he wasn't going to get a 1, 2, 3 inning. No way. You knew he had to walk somebody. Brings up Mazeroski. Don't want to walk him, make him earn it. He is 1 for 4 with a home run today. Here's the pitch to Maz. And that's going to be a single in the left. No, I'm sorry. It's 2 outs. That's going to be a nice play by Matthews down at third. Dives over at the line. Gets up, fires that ball down the first, and gets Mazeroski to end this game, folks. Ron goes over and shakes Matthews' hand. And what a game. Those Pirates are tough. Let's take a look here at the box score. What a game. I thought it was going to be a complete blowout. The Pirates came back and made a game out of it, that's for sure. Frank Boland's 2-run homers, man. Sure. Wow is right, Tim. Look at this. The Braves 9 runs on 11 hits and no errors. The Pirates 6 runs on 7 hits and an error. Frank Boland 2 for 5. 4 RBIs on the game. 2 home runs. Joe Adcock 2 for 4 with home run. Joe Torres 2 for 4 with a home run. Yes, it was, wasn't it? Too intense. When you get out to a 7-0 lead, it's not supposed to be that way. 7-0. Sure. 7-0 going to the bottom of the 5th. Let's look at these Pirates. You had Clemente, like I say, he's trying to be a Brave killer, 2 for 5. And everybody else was just 1 hit apiece. You had Mazeroski with the home run. It was the walks that killed him. Let's take a look at this. Bob BUHL, 6 2/3, 5 hits, 6 runs, 7 killer walks. 7 walks, folks. 5 strikeouts and a home run. Tony comes in, pitches a third of an inning. None of those runs are charged to him, and he gets a hold. I would kind of disagree with that. 2 hits. And then Don comes in, pitches 2 innings, walks 3, and strikes out 1. Thank you, MV. Crazy, wasn't it? I don't know if Legends is going to do a game or not. If he doesn't do a game here in a little while, we'll do the second game of this doubleheader. You got Carl Wiley going up against Francis in the second game of the doubleheader. MV, you going to do a game or anything? Get MV to do a game. MV can even do some cricket. I'm enjoying watching the cricket. MV, I think, said he's going to wait until the 24 cricket game comes out before he does any more. Okay, we'll go over to MV's channel, folks. Watch MV do a game here. So I want to thank MV for showing up here. Tim D, Legend Sports Universe. Check out his great channel. We had Steve Tate in here. Check out his channel. We're going to be doing Howie Shanks Bingo League number 4 version soon. Give him a couple weeks to get people signed up. Ken Castro was in the house. Alrighty, folks. Well, let me get off of here so MV can get a game going. He's going to do the 1982 season MV style. As Beetle says, the HADDIX going to have the ghost runner and the DH, folks, but we love him. So we'll go over there and watch the DH and the ghost runner. Alrighty, folks. Until next time, you all have a great evening. Like I say, stop by MV's channel and y'all take care.